Welcome to your weekly fashion talk show, where we're going to meet designers, talk with companies, and explore manufacturers, models, and more as they share their products and tell their stories during our live weekly 30-minute TV show, only on the Fashion Network, FNTV. Today's guest, 88 Spades. And double header, we've also got SOLGO Atelier. Today's show is a don't miss episode featuring both designers. Today is October 3rd, 2023, and you're watching Fashionology Today. Hello, good morning. First of all, you're watching Fashionology Today on the Fashion Network. It's October 3rd, 2023. As you can see, it's kind of just my head today instead of my body. As most of you know, I suffer with some leg issues, and today I'm not really able to stand. So I'm sitting today, but the show goes on. Additionally, I just want to let you guys know that we are sad to report that it's a technical issue that 88 Spades and Emmanuel Bano cannot be with us today, but not his choice. We had some technical issues, so we're going to add him into next week. Today is going to be an awesome show, and I'm going to bring in our amazing designer, Mr. Solomon Ngo with SOLGO Atelier. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sweating a little. It was a little stressful, but live TV.
That is stressful.
But that's okay. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Of course, typically we go and reach people and say, we want you on our show. And we really wanted you because of your women's wear brand. And I want to start with specifically sharing that my namesake brand is also a bespoke atelier kind of brand, Anne Marie. And so your brand really spoke to me. But I want you to take all of our viewers back to when you decided to make a gutsy decision to become a designer.
Yeah. Well, it was quite gutsy, but I have been in the industry for a long time. So I think this coming year is going to mark my 20th year in the industry. So
Wow.
I've been working, for various companies, and
Right.
I held various different positions in design.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think when it all started at the beginning of the pandemic, when it first started, and then I just realized, hey, this might be a perfect time to just go out on my own and just start doing my own thing, because I started to see that a lot of people just got really comfortable with wearing sweats, and I mean, it's
Very
great.
true.
Sweats are great. Yeah, I love
No,
sweats.
it's
That's what I
okay.
wear for
Sweats are not great.
them.
I mean, that's why I really believe that sweats are not great. I never leave my house in sweats and rarely wear them at home because you're right. You can pick something else. You can pick a beautiful legging and a tank top and a cardigan, and you're fashionable but comfortable. And I really believe that's important. But you're right. As the pandemic continued and continued and continued, sweats became a mainstream option for both men and women.
Yeah, and so I thought, eventually the pandemic's going to end, and then we all have to go back to work. And if we, I just feel like it's probably time to start something that will get people to enjoy that, both work-life balance, and so that they can wake up in the morning and look forward to dressing up, to going
Right.
out to meet people, and at the same time, they can, wear the same thing to go out, party, and go to dinner.
Right.
Because especially in California where I live, is we don't have time to go back home and change because traffic is crazy here.
Yeah, you don't. You have to either bring it with you or wear something that's transitional.
Exactly. So that's why we try to make it easier, and
Yes.
that's just my vision for the brand. Is we wanted to make clothes that are beautiful, that are fashion
Absolutely.
forward, but that yet wearable,
Right.
so that average person, anybody can wear them to work and wear them to go out
Yeah,
after.
absolutely. One of the other things that kind of spoke to me personally was just how, as a child, you learned how to sew watching your mom. She was a tailor, I believe.
Yeah.
And I learned that the beginnings of the fashion industry was watching my grandmother for years as a
Oh,
child. And it's just phenomenal to see someone sew and create something, especially something that's in your mind. And then you put it on paper and ultimately create it. And you've done that. And you've done it just beautifully, especially with the women's wear.
thank
We're going to take a quick break, give ourselves a quick break because this was crazy.
you.
But we'll be right back after this commercial from FedEx. And I'm going to show our viewers some of your great items and talk a lot more with you. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching Fashionology today on the Fashion Network.
There's a couple things. There's a couple things I'd like to say to you. After all the crazy things that we've been through. I needed you in the dead of night, the wake of the day, first broken light. And blind I'd fall, I'd follow you. I never realized how much I needed you.
Comfort, what we deliver by delivering.
Absolutely. And comfort is something you deliver with your brand, actually, with all of your women's wear clothing. I'd love you to tell us a little bit about each item, that you've got. Well, right now, your women's wear brand, it's got some beautiful blouses and pants, dresses. I love one of your dresses. We're trying to get that pulled up here. Tell us a little bit more about the dresses.
I think we specialize in more in dresses, but unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of them coming out just yet. But they are coming out. But so far, we have developed jackets, suits, blouses, pants, skirts.
Okay.
So we make everything basically.
What about that shift dress?
Yes.
I mean,
so
it's incredible.
Yeah, is that the one that you like?
Yeah, we love that. And we are pulling it up here.
Yeah, so that one is made with tweed fabric, and it has little sparkles on it. Those are the little, I think they call them, I forgot what it's called. I think that some people call them fish eyes. They're little
yes, no
sequins.
hangs.
Yeah, it's like a little tiny little sequence. So they don't look like sequence material when you're looking at them, but as you walk, you can see the little sparkle. So it's very, very interesting fabric, and the fabric is very comfortable. And we embellish it with our pearl fringes, and also it's lined completely with a 100% silk. So most of our garments are lined with 100% silk because we believe that lining is the part where it comes closest to your skin, and we want to make sure that the wearer feels the comfort, feels the softness, and feel the coolness of the fabric.
Absolutely. It's really interesting to think that you've gone, from a child. I read that you were even, creating toys and different items to play with, and that you went in the direction of women's wear. So, take our viewers through why women's wear when you've, and you said you worked in the industry for years and years, and were you always in women's wear, or did you go in menswear and decided women's wear was your thing? Tell us about that.
Actually, most of the time I was in women's wear. And I
Oh,
think that's why I started my brand as a women's wear brand. But I
oh,
have worked in men's as well, and I have designed kids clothing as well.
oh no.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I did a little bit of work with Disney before. So so that was very exciting and it's very fun. But I think my passion
Hmm.
when it comes to design. It has to do a lot with colors and texture and the whole creativity of it. That I'm able to explore into different materials. And I think women's wear allow me to do that. With menswear, we're a little bit more limited, as far as materials and the crazy thing we would do with the garment. But with women's wear, I feel like it's endless. I could just do
It
so much.
is endless and category to category endless. Uh,
Yeah.
you once wanted to design for Celine Dion. Has that happened?
No, it has not. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I heard that she is not, she has some complication with her throat recently, or
Yes,
her
he's
health.
suffering
So,
from basically like the Tin Man syndrome, where from her waist down, and it does affect her vocal cords. She's just so stiff.
yeah, but I mean, she's one of my icon. I love her music, and I love her fashion. So
Yeah,
I just love what she wears a lot of time, like on stage. It just, her style is just so elegant, and I feel very related to her
yeah,
style.
exactly. I mean, it is. It's incredible. We have to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about what you would do or say to the younger you. We'll be right back after this commercial from Tide Bank.
Rise, entrepreneur. Take that first step towards freedom. So long to the old routine. Welcome to your new venture. There's an industry that needs disrupting. Ideas you should be challenging. It takes courage to do what you love. We'll help you begin your journey. As a business like you, dedicated to you, we can take on tomorrow together with a business account you could open today. Entrepreneurs across the UK. Start your business with Tide.
And welcome back to Fashionology today. It's October 3rd, 2023. We're talking to Solomon, the designer for SOLGO ALTELIER. Solomon, how do you say your last name?
It's no.
Nyo.
Yeah,
Oh, I like that. It's kind
that's
of
very.
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's sort of like you have to put this pressure in the back of the throat a little bit. So
Nyo. It almost feels French. Obviously, it's not, but it almost feels that. Nyo. But we actually have a question that popped up here. Let's take that question real quick, guys. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. It says, this is for you. Do you make any custom women's garments?
Currently, I don't, but I am going to because I was reached out
Good.
to a stylist and she wanted me to um, do some custom made dresses for some of the Asian celebrities in the for the festival,
Oh,
for the
wonderful.
Asian Film Festival.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. There's more questions popping up. We're going to take those in a couple of minutes. I'd love for you to talk to us a little bit about the younger you and how you'd be more aggressive in pursuing your dream. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So the younger me was very timid. Immigrated to the United States when I was about 10 years old, and I think I didn't speak any English at all, so that was a tough time for me. Adjusting to the new culture, to the new the new environment, the new language. That was a little bit hard. But to tell the truth, I don't remember. I just remember it was hard, but
Right.
I really don't remember what all the steps that
Yeah, and
happened.
you got used to it, and things started to become really natural.
Yeah, and and that was a good thing that everything just falls into place.
Right.
And yeah, and if I would tell one thing to my younger self, I would say pursue your dream with full force. Whatever that I wanted to do back then, I should have just went for it and not afraid.
Right. But it's hard. I mean, I think you're spot on. I would have been, designing more on a solo career earlier in my life if I really could have. But of course, everything I learned along the way has gotten me to where I am today. So I think, everyone needs to take that into consideration as well. But I think not being afraid of your dreams is incredibly valuable and a great takeaway.
Yeah.
Typically at this point in the show, we actually jump onto our Trending Tuesday topic. So we're going to put that up here. This is where we talk about, and we have so many people that love this, Trending Tuesday on your weekly fashion headquarters, Fashionology Today. We're talking colors. And can you believe it? We're not talking 2024. We're talking 2025. And we're going to talk about that why in a minute with Solomon. But your color for 2025 is actually Future Dusk. This is what Future Dusk looks like. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a color that does, like the slide says, speaks to all of us. But it's more of like a deep blue with a little hue of purple. It can be your go-to color instead of wearing black, for example. I love that the amazing people behind WGSN and all these various Pantone and different locations that we do our trend sourcing and forecasting with. They're representing colors in 2025 that have to do with what everyone is doing these days. And it's about time. So that's including technology, the metaverse, fantasy, imagination. I mean, look at this blue, the blue with the black. I mean, it does. What do you think? I think it's gorgeous.
I think it's beautiful.
I mean, right?
It color myself.
It is. It's gorgeous. It's a color that can also, be both for the interior industry, right? Designers for interior. I mean, imagine that on, a one wall or on the roof, the ceiling of your dining room with a chandelier. I mean, oh my God. Another color, and we're doing, I think, 4 colors today, guys. So Ray Flower Yellow. This is not a bright yellow. It's like a transitional yellow because this year, right now, a buttery yellow, soft yellow, which one of your dresses is actually gorgeous in that soft yellow. Moving into 2025, all of you should be designing towards the Ray Flower Yellow. Again, amazing colors. The Aquatic Awe is what the color is. It's great for digital media. Actually, I mean, I'm so ahead of my time. It's the color I use for my show. I always have. It's one of my go-to colors. I mean, it's just beautiful. Can you see? I can see pants in this color. Imagine, Solomon, pants in this with the Future Dusk top. I mean, that'd be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that color too.
Yes. And I think this is the last one. Sunset Coral. It's gorgeous. It's like a feeling of joy and it's a lighter color, obviously. But it's not a neon. It's not like a pop. It's a great, I think, accessory color. And there's your colors for 2025. Beautiful. And that's been your trending segment, your Trending Tuesday segment.
Those are great colors.
Aren't they great? They really are. But let's talk about that. Taking the colors for 2025. I mean, we just did all the, fashion shows and all, magic, all the conventions, the trade shows. And of course, we had to have our garments ready for fall of 2024. Now I've been designing for spring and summer of 2025. And that's where we're at already. I think people don't understand how far ahead you have to be in order to make yourself a successful designer. Are you creating your 2025s yet?
I am actually working on my spring and summer 24.
Okay.
Yeah, so
because it's an Atelier brand, right? It's a brand that can come out more of a, like a weekly drop type thing.
Yes, actually we are doing more like a monthly drop.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. Because with our products, we pay like so much close attention to the details.
Right.
Like we don't have any exposed seam. You won't see any interlocks inside our garments.
Wow.
So we finish our garment with French seam. We finish our garment like completely finished. So
That's
we do
twice
pay a
and
lot of
sometimes
attention
as
to
long.
details. Yeah. And so it takes a little longer.
But it's amazing then to me with such detail. I didn't find your prices to be outrageous.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
How are you
A
doing
lot
that?
of people say that. It takes a lot of work, and it also takes a lot of risk on my part as well. I do want to bring, for something that high end, but people
Mhm.
can afford. I do
Absolutely.
understand that, these days it's everything is so high,
That's right.
and it's really really hard to spend so much money on clothing. But I love clothing, and I'm sure a lot of people out there love clothing, and we want to be able to buy something that we really like, and pieces like what we create here are timeless, that I
That's right.
feel that you could keep them for a long long time.
Oh, absolutely. And with the quality being such a high quality, that remains true. We're going to take our last commercial break, but then for the last segment of our show, they go by so quick.
Yeah.
We're going to stay on this topic about quality versus fast fashion. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Well, there's pecan turtles, pecan bear claws, pecan fudge, there's pecan toffee, there's pecan coffee, roasted pecans, pecan pesto, pecan streusel, pecan waffles, pecan pound cake, pecan
Georgia
coffee
grown
cake,
pecans,
pecan
the healthy nut for
cheesecake.
any occasion.
There's
Support
pecan
local farmers.
pancake,
Make sure the
pecan
bag
butter,
says
pecan
Georgia grown.
roll, pecan crusted trout, pecan crusted chicken.
Think beyond the pie. I mean, we love our advertisers. It's great to see that we get them from all over the country, of course. So Georgia peaches and almonds. One of the things you wrote, Solomon, about the fashion industry and what you would change, I guess, is to have. It's something I hear a lot, especially in today's designers, that you would remain more quality focused, sustainable, rather than the fast fashion. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. But it's a hard line to follow, and ultimately not cross to become a fast fashion type of a brand. I will never do it, and it looks like you won't either.
Yeah. It's just a personal thing for me. I'm sure, there are such great fast fashion brands out there, and they are, and they're great for a reason, and they are doing great, and they're growing, as you can
They
see.
serve their purpose.
Yeah, they serve their purpose, exactly. But for me, just a personal choice, that I like to wear clothing that I like to keep for a long, long time.
Right.
I don't want to wear it just a few times.
Right.
So I'm willing to save up my money a little bit, and then buy pieces that I really, really enjoy and really like.
Yes.
Instead of having like a bunch of varieties and not truly into them. So
Yeah, I agree. It's really
Yeah.
interesting for me and a lot of people around here at the office that occasionally, we'll come in with something, we'll be wearing something that is, from a fast fashion brand. And for people that don't know what that means, essentially, think of any of your stores ranging from like the Gap, Banana Republic, of course, Zara, H&M. They have what's called a 52-week cycle. Every week, they have a new collection. Now, that can be incredible as a shopper. I can totally understand. That is amazing. And you can buy things for $20, $30. People then don't mind wearing them to a concert. And if they get ripped or spilled on, that's fine. Some throw it away, or I hope you guys donate it, actually. Donate. Donate. Even if it's dirty, donate.
Yes, donate.
That should be a slogan. Even if it's dirty, donate.
There's somebody out there who always find them usable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe not even to wear, to cut up and use to clean their house or
Exactly.
something. But yeah, it's funny because all of us that do that, we then are like, I'm kind of uncomfortable, and you just know the difference, quality, versus quantity. And you feel the difference, you feel better. And it doesn't mean, and by the way, real quick, I mean, both of our brands actually are, 500 is about high to middle. right? My most expensive is in the 700s. There are brands that are incredible. Yes, they are. But you know, 1200, 1500 for just a blouse.
Yeah.
I personally don't go that route even to buy. But so there's a difference between, you know, a $30, you know, blouse and $100 and a $500 and a $1,200. So, you know, if you can find your niche that makes you feel comfortable, it's also more sustainable. And I think that's what we're both talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, we're almost out of time. It's been a crazy show with some technical difficulties, but we're so excited you were able to join us today. And thank you for waiting and getting through that technical difficulties at the beginning. We're going to have much more on your page that we'll be putting up on thefntv.com, also thefashionnetworkus.com. Your page stays there forever, and there'll be all the photos and images and your website and everything, not to mention today's show. We hope you've had a good time. We thank all of our viewers. Oh God. Okay. We've got 2 people that are like really wanting us to answer. Okay. Let's take this question. Okay. Last question. Solomon, what is harder for you, making a pattern or visualizing the garment?
It's harder to visualizing a garment, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, because I changed my mind like 100 times, or at least 100 times before I set on a style. So
right.
That's
So I agree. I think it's much harder to make the garment, to visualize it. We all as designers have different ways of doing it, but once you get there and you can make a sample and then pattern, patterning's, people think pattern making is really hard. It's not that difficult. And actually, I'd love all of our viewers to jump to the how-to channel on the Fashion Network, where the TV show The Stitched Life has all sorts of how to make patterns, how to drape, how to do all that. So I agree with you. We're on the same page. It's been great to have you today. Thank you so much. And we wish all of our viewers, our friends and family of the Fashion Network, a great week ahead. Solomon, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll talk
Thank
to
you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.